This is Johanna Thomas talking with the wonderful Janet Thomson all about practical mood changes that we can do now to help us stay sane, be happy and more positive during lockdown and these crazy corona times. Now, Janet, welcome back to the Way Forward Show.
Thank you. Lovely to be back.
It's been a while since I interviewed you last, Janet.
I know, and what a lot has happened.
I know. I think it was when I came to Champneys for your placebo diet, life-changing course. Yeah. That was amazing. But I mean, you and I have been in touch obviously a lot since then, and I have to tell your listeners, whenever I need a boost, even yes, I'm a health and wellness coach myself, but when I need a boost, I go to Janet. So Janet, just remind us your background and your story.
So I started off very traditionally and academically. I had a master's degree in nutrition and exercise science, had 3 health clubs and, had some best-selling diet book and was really happy going along that route until I just realised that it doesn't matter how much good information you give if you can't change how someone feels and change their habits and understand about their neurology, then when the going gets tough, they are going to reach for that Snickers or that extra glass of wine, and I realised that being able to change mindset was a valuable tool that had been missing from my toolbox. So off I went down that wonderful rabbit hole of discovery, and now I'm just so passionate about it.
I love it because you're always thinking and you are always working for others to help them become their best version of themselves. It's so fantastic. Yes. Well, let's get straight into some of these practical tools. Why don't you give us a little introduction and then number 1?
Yes, I think the most important thing to think is that you are not trapped by how you feel. Absolutely not. And that every thought and emotion that's linked to a thought, because a thought is a stepping stone that evokes an emotion, you only produce enough neurochemistry to sustain that emotion for 90 seconds, which means technically you can't feel rubbish, whether that rubbish is stress or anxious or afraid or jealous or angry or whatever. You can't do it for longer than 90 seconds unless you repeat the stimulus. And so super quickly, we're going to go through a few techniques that interrupt that process and literally, because of the techniques, stop making the chemicals that produce the bad feelings and start producing the chemicals that make you feel calmer and safer.
Wonderful. Let's do it.
Well, the first one, and it could not be easier, we've all heard the saying, come on, chin up. But long before, MRI scanners and different ways of measuring brainwaves were even invented, it's always been a well-known phrase, come on, look up, chin up. But what we know now is, and everybody can try this as you're listening, so look down, think about a negative emotion or feeling, and notice how it feels. Maybe give it a number 1 to 10. And then look up and just look up and stare at the sky, the ceiling. It doesn't matter as long as your chin is above parallel and your eyes are up. And what happens is that you go into alpha state. And it is impossible to cry if you're looking up. You can't do it because your body is sending your brain a message that is calm and more hopeful and more optimistic. So looking up is the easiest of all techniques, and we can all do it. So if you feel yourself getting down, chances are you're looking down. So stop it and look up.
Yep, I totally agree, and it definitely works, that one. Love it. Next one.
Super, super quick. And then, now, we all know that we have 2 sides to our brain, a right brain and a left brain, and there's like a drawbridge between the 2. And most of the time that's down and we're sharing information. But the right and the left brain have totally different characteristics. And the left brain will only do something that is evidence for. So either something you've experienced or that you've seen someone else experience and you believe to be fact. Okay. And so when we're stressed, the right brain, which is our creative, let's do this, let's try something different, let's do something new. If you're in fight or flight, your brain doesn't want you wandering off thinking about something new. It wants you to stick to what you know to get out of danger. So the drawbridge goes up and you go into your left brain. Well, that works really well if the solution to feeling rubbish is already in your left brain and you can reach in and go, oh, I know what to do to make me feel better. But if you're so used to feeling bad, that's what you know, know, you shut off the very part of your brain that will give you all the answers. So pick up anything. So I'm sitting here now, I've picked up a pen, and you're just going to pass the pen or the phone or take off your watch, doesn't matter what it is, and you're going to pass it quite wide from one hand to the other. So you start with your right hand reaching out to your right side, hold the object, bring it across your body, pass it to your left hand, reach out to your left side and go backwards and forwards. And just the act of doing that means that your brains have to communicate, both sides of your brain, and now you can access a more resourceful state, and you find yourself thinking, oh well, hang on, maybe if I do this that will make me feel better. And of course you can do that and look up at the same time.
Great
for
one.
Double benefits.
Double whammy, absolutely. And they're both so simple.
Completely.
Okay, now number 3.
Number 3 is change your self-talk. So, as I say, a thought, which is what self-talk is a stepping stone to an emotion. And you don't have to listen to your self-talk. It's not compulsory. It's not like it's holding you prisoner. And the most important thing to realise is that you are not your voice. And I know this was something we did together in the placebo diet retreat. Yeah. And it's a big part of all my programs. It really is. It's like the spinal cord of all the programs, because in the same way that your spinal cord sends messages all over your body, so does your self-talk. So everybody just try this in your head, super quick, count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now miss out the number 3. 1, 2, 4, 5. Great. Now do it in a Mickey Mouse voice or a cartoon voice, something. And so that's just a super fast example of you can change your voice. Now, if you're not enjoying what it's saying, you can also change that. So if you just, you don't even have to, don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of affirmations. Yes. But if you're feeling really rubbish, you're not going to want to stand in front of a mirror and go, yay, I'm amazing. It's too big a jump. Yeah. But what you can do is just go blue bananas. Blue bananas. Just think about blue bananas. And again, you can do it and look up. And if you just start saying anything other than what you were saying to elicit the thought, then again, the 90-second neurochemistry, that pattern is broken. So you can be literally singing a nursery rhyme. You haven't got to come up with your most powerful affirmation, but of course you can if you want to. So notice that if you're feeling bad, if you just take a split second to say, what is going through my head? What am I listening to? Okay, I need to change it. Give it a Mickey Mouse voice. Talk about blue bananas, and the reason that works is because Mickey Mouse and blue bananas, they're not true.
Sure, yeah, they're not.
So that's where you want to get your mind to. So that actually, what if this negative talk isn't true either?
Yeah, good one. I like that a lot. Okay, so we've got about 3 minutes left. Maybe 1 or 2 more.
Super fast. So if you squeeze your index finger and your second finger together, just so take your right hand, wrap them around the index finger and the middle finger on your left hand, and just take a few breaths. We haven't got time to go into the whys and wherefores, but just trust me, it helps you feel good. And it's super important with all of these that with your breath, you breathe out for longer than you breathe in. Super important. And that stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system to tell your brain you are safe and calm.
Perfect. Lovely. And maybe got time for one more?
Super quick. So I want you to cross your arms across your body so that opposite hands are touching each shoulder. And then just smooth your arms up and down from your elbow to your shoulder. So it's just like a self-cuddle, isn't it? It's just a stroking the back of your arms. And if you stroke from the back of your elbow...
It feels so good.
Yeah. Well, what that is, it's called the triple warmer meridian, and that's the one that really gets activated in fight or flight. And if you just stroke it gently, it calms it down.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much, listeners. I hope you have managed to do all those, and you can always come back and redo them again and again and again, any time of day. Now, Janet, normally you'd be traveling all over the world, helping people lose weight and doing all sorts of things, but what are you working on at the moment, and how can people get in touch with you?
Well, I've taken the time to write some programs that I had actually started. So I've got this little trilogy of new programs. So the first one has gone live, and that is called Come Alive. and it's got guided meditations, it's got videos of different exercises that can change how you feel emotionally, plus it's got some good advice about what to eat, because of course, as you well know, what you eat, your gut health also affects how you feel. So that is available. And then literally yesterday I finished all the content for the You Can Sleep Well module, which is got some really cool stuff in. So again, that will be guided meditations, videos of little energy-based exercises, and a little PDF book. So that will be on the website in about a week to 10 days. And then the last one is How to Stress Less. They're all the same format. Guided hypnotic meditations, little videos, and a little PDF with some practical exercises too.
I love it. Well, we all need all this now. And remind us your website, and you're very active on Facebook.
The best one to go to is theplacebodiet.co.uk.
Okay.
And you can, there's a couple of freebies on there too, and you can get the Come Alive Now one, and I'm going to do a one-day live webinar for that one as well, which you are very welcome to attend, just to take people through it step by step. So you can either just get the online program or get all the online program, and I will take you through it by way of a virtual workshop. And as I say, the sleep one will be on in a week to 10 days, and a week to 10 days after that, the stress less one. So the placebo diet, which is, as you know, so mind-based. Because listen, we've got a mind and a body. You can't work on one without the other.
No.
You need to do both.
Well, thank you so much, Janet. I really appreciate it. Everyone, take a look at Janet's sites and get involved. And I hope you find those tools great. Janet, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. Bless you. Stay safe, everyone.
This is Johanna Thomas, your resident holistic nutritionist for The Way Forward.